Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the Mother Flippin' Show. This is the Straight Red Card. We are back. We are here to talk about this weekend. I hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. I think it's important to take that time to rest. Those of you that didn't get to rest, I don't know. Job's probably not. That sucks. Feel bad for you. Labor Day is important. I think it's a good day to have an extended vacation sometimes. The turd in the background says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Straight Red Card, the only soccer show that assumes players have ball injuries. Order that blow up doll because those buck-toothed twats are going down." Well, there was a guy, an English guy, totally trolling on Jimmy's show today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like 100 times. You're going down. And he had the British, the English flag on there. It's like, okay, dude, we get it. You think you're going to win. Oh, and then it said something about it's coming home. No, it's not. It's not coming home. England's not winning the World Cup. I'm just saying it. From a statistical point of view, the chances that they're going to win the World Cup are small.
Hey, I've already dropped my money on USA winning it all. So,
well, you just flushed that money down the toilet, didn't you?
The odds were ever in my favor. If a miracle does happen, I'm going to make bank on it.
All right. Well, I guess
it wasn't much. I dropped like a 10, and I'm set to get like 1,000 in return. So
maybe we'll buy new equipment. Although, because of all your generous givings over the time, we do have money to buy new equipment. We just haven't figured out when we're going to do it. Oh, by the way, looked on there. We have sold 26 of these, so that's nice. But this one's going to Filippo. We've sold 16 of these. And let's get it closer. So that's me, and that's me. No, that's Brett. That's me.
There you go.
And that's
make all your friends jealous.
the Straight Red Card.
This top-notch merchandise.
We haven't been sued yet by the Beavis and Butthead show, but this one's going to Filippo.
The cease and desist might be in our account, so we're not sure yet. We don't necessarily.
No, I went there. We're still making money off of it. But yeah,
I imagine the cease and desist would probably go to our email first.
That one's That one is going to Filippo. He requested that one instead of this one. I like this one, but I think they're both good. Hi guys, can you talk about Alejandro Zendejas from Club America? We kind of already did.
It's going to be ongoing, Derek. You know this, friends.
I know, but this is a whole deal that our federation has with the Mexican Federation and how we try to play nice with one another. And then, Zendejas was going to sign, and then he didn't sign. And then you got the Mexican Federation saying one thing, and fucking the manager saying another thing. Like, it's all a mess. Nobody knows what's really going on here.
I need to get more in tune with saving some of the Twitters I come across.
Yeah.
There was a blue check mark, and I forgot where he is a blue check mark from.
Grant Wall.
It basically stated that Zendejas should not pick the U.S. because the U.S. are just going to fuck him over like they fucked over Pepe. And first off, what? And then second off, look at the long list of Mexican Americans that have been fucked over by your federation. So it's a much larger list than the players who got fucked over by us. So
yeah. By the way, did you know Filippo lives in Champions Gate, Florida?
No.
That's a fucking town. Champions Gate. Where do you live? Champions Gate. Really? Yes, I'm a champion.
Now, did he announce this somewhere?
He sent me his address for the order.
Stop doxing him, Dick.
I didn't give him the address. I just said what town he lived in.
What, 4 people that live in that town?
I don't know. If they do, I'm sorry, Filippo. I just doxed you, I guess. So if you're one of the 10 people that live there. Oh. So back to the Zendejas thing before we leave it behind. None of us, no one has enough information to really tell you what the real deal is there.
Basically, he's leaving his himself open.
That's correct. He's only 25 years old. I know it seems like he should be 30, but he's not. He's 25. He's got plenty of time. There's no rush. The question is, where on our team would he belong? And are we too stacked there already? I don't know the answer to that. I just know that, he's played some friendlies with the Mexican national team, but never, ever, did something that would make him not eligible for us. And he wants to continue to be eligible for us. It's that simple. And by the way, he grew up playing with some of the guys that are on the team.
Big friends with Pulisic.
Yes. So I think we got to take that into account as well. All right. So what are we drinking tonight? I'll start because I'm drinking multiple things. All right.
It's a great way of getting fucked up. We'll go for it.
I am drinking Chimay's Grand Reserve tonight.
Chimney.
Isn't that badass, huh? And then I thought, I was doing shots on the show, so I'll do some more. This is going to be bourbon cream. That sounded okay. It's a liqueur. That'll probably make me throw up in the morning, but that's okay. Yeah. Just in my mouth a little, not a full throw up. And then I'm doing another one of these, Old Smoky. And then, then on the side I got this, which is just, it's just vodka.
Get some champagne in there while you're at it there. Come on. Just mix and matching it. You're gonna feel like shit in the morning.
That could be a real bad mix. I mean, I'll find out tomorrow morning, right?
Better pop some ibuprofen at night and drink a glass of water before bed.
I am going to drink a lot of water before I go to bed. There's no doubt about that, because that can really get you. That's what gives you the headache, is being dehydrated. What are you drinking?
Rum and Coke.
All right. Pizza glass. Pizza Express.
Nothing but my finest for the show, guys.
Awesome. Now, you had something happen to you today? Oh, you're reading with your son.
My son was reading a book. We picked out a book, and he was reading it. He read about half of it before I was like, give me the fucking book, dude. Take it way too long. I got a show coming up here in a few minutes. No, it wasn't quite like that.
That is so horrible.
No, he was reading for a while. He's like, Dad, can you just finish the book? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, he read long enough. I mean,
you're like, this is not about learning. This is about me getting the show. So if you fucking read, give me that. I'll finish it up.
So, reading this book, and the book title was The Dinosaur That Pooped a Planet.
That pooped it?
Pooped a planet. And it's a lovely, lovely family story of a child and his pet dinosaur that get in a rocket ship, fly out to space, just to realize they didn't bring any food. So the dinosaur starts eating the rocket ship, then he eats the moon, and then he eats all these Martians and Martian cats, and Martian cats are just
what
like
is human. This a Blondie song?
It's like regular cats, except for they got funny hats on, and Then the kid starts crying because he realizes, dude, we're just going to float around in space forever. We don't have a ship to get home. And the dinosaur had this idea, because the dinosaur is enormous now. He's just going to poop and use himself as a rocket ship back to Earth.
He's going to turn his poop to fuel?
Just him. He's going to be the rocket ship. Hold on tight.
Oh, okay.
And for like 2 or 3 pages, it's just a dinosaur pooping.
Where the fuck do you get these books?
And then at the end, next to they're safe back on Earth and everything, and they're looking up at the moon, and next to the moon is a half-eaten moon, and then there's a Saturn poop planet next to it. So,
do you buy it at the? This is the. What's it?
I have no idea where this book came from. It just popped up. I'm like, oh, sure. Well, I guess we'll read that.
Books that will guarantee your kids take acid in college. That's where you bought this at.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that you're efficient. You're like, motherfucker, you can't read. Give me the fucking, god damn it. And then the fucking dinosaur stepped on the little kid and the motherfucker was dead. The end. I got a show to do.
Yeah, exactly. Go to bed. No, okay. So Colin's got a book question for you.
A book question. Derek, why do people say The Leopard is the best book of the 20th century? The Leopard? I don't know that book unless it's about the leopard tank, which I do know a lot about. But I have not read The Leopard. And by the way, I haven't really done a lot of reading like recently. just history stuff. Like I don't read if it's, it's fiction. I'm fucked because I haven't read a fiction book since what, college? Maybe somewhere. I can't remember the last. Oh, I did read a bunch back in my older 20s. I did for a while. So if you want to tell me what The Leopard is, I'll go read it maybe because I haven't. Nope, we don't know. Nobody knows what the fuck The Leopard is. Okay.
Why'd you put 60s movie? I don't know. He said it's a serious question, and we're talking about books, quality books. So I figured you might know it, and then he figured you might because you are the Mr. English major or teacher.
Oh yeah, never read it. Might turn into a history geek. What can I tell you?
Chris Gary does talk about the dinosaur that pooped the planet. He asked if that's a signed reading in Indiana schools.
No, that's something that Brett's wife bought at the Stoner for Books for Kids store.
So many weird books like that on it. We have whatever the Dragon's Love Taco book. That one's not bad.
Dragons
Love Tacos. Yeah,
got me, dude.
Go to fuck the bed or go to fuck to sleep. That's a great book. We have that one too.
What to sleep is bad.
The guy who played Geordi in Star Trek, he's the one who made this book, Go to Fuck to Sleep, and he read it, and it's funny because the audio of him reading it is like you're trying to like corral your kids to sleep, so you kind of have that soft voice, go to fuck to sleep, It's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid book as long as you don't mind cursing at your kids.
Speaking of books, people were asking, what book did you write, Eric? And I told them what, but I thought I'd show an actual physical copy of it since I have one. And I think if you are from Bloomington and you love Bloomington, you might like this book. Otherwise, if you don't give two fucks about Bloomington, you're not going to want it. But that's okay. There aren't many left. There you go. So that's my book. Forgot last show to answer that guy's question about what book did you write? So there you go. And people
look at Nate. Nate's got the Dragon Loves Taco book too.
Most spicy toppings. By the way, this is also the record that's coming out. All right, so that'll be in October. This is a lot of.
Hold on, let me throw you back up front again.
It's a self-promotion. So that's the record. Yes, that is the little salt girl. It is, and she's on the cover walking through the rain with an umbrella. But here's the cool part, actually, Brett. You don't have a record player. Maybe you do. Look at that. Red vinyl. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Red vinyl's badass. So we still got to put in the lyric sheets into each one of these, but it's all right. We got a bunch of them to sell. Should be fun. See if anyone remembers us from the early 2000s and late 90s. Remember us for 30 years ago?
Nobody does. That's old school. Nobody does like the old school.
It's only 20 years. It's not that bad. Speaking of bad music, what is that guy's name? Tim Poole. He put out his own album.
Yeah.
Like he needs to stick to his day job. That is horrible stuff. The worst lyrics I have ever heard. It's all about him sobbing and weeping about how he can't live. He was in a bad time and a dark moment, and then you came and you lifted me up. And
is that his kink right there? He's in a bad mood and things were bad, so he came.
He was just talking about like he was going all through these dark times, but and you can sing about that, right? And make a good lyric out of it, or make good lyrics out of it if you talk about it in a very unique and individual way to you. But he just used lyrics or comments like that any 8th grader would write as his lyrics, and that's just not good.
It at least the stuff that I've heard just reminds me of all the stuff that came out in the early noughts. All that shit. And he talked about a couple days prior to releasing just a snippet of his first single. He's talking about how back in the day when he was a skateboarder in Chicago, him and his garage band would always play. He always loved Eve 6 and play Eve 6 songs a lot. And then he posted a clip, and then all of a sudden, Eve 6 frontman came out, basically just stated that I've made a lot of bad music in my time, but I've never made anything as bad as this. And he quoted a line from it. Basically, it was just a bunch of redundancy, and it was.
I mean, it's not good. I'm just saying. I mean, it was on my feed, so I watched. Like, okay, it was 5 minutes long. I think I watched 3 minutes, but I mean, I was definitely puking in my mouth a little. So it's not about liking or disliking Tim Pool.
No. But he talks like this. I like Tim Pool. Saw the bad music video. So it seemed fake. 100%. It really did. It seemed forced. It really did.
And that guy and the girl, interspersed with the scenes of them walking out of rooms and holding hands together and then standing by. That's all just, come on. That's the cheapest shit you can do. And they didn't even look like they liked each other, those two characters. So, Tim, stay in your fucking lane, man. Don't start sending us like, I can't live if living is without you. Don't do that. Don't do your version of that. Because first of all, you can't do it that well. And second of all, all right. So that's all we got for music, books, shirts, and what other shit we've got to say tonight. So maybe we should start the show.
Nope, we got a couple of funsies before the show.
That
are still soccer related though. So
okay,
we're 17 minutes in, guys. We're starting to talk about soccer right now.
Right now. Here we go.
Here goes.
Swear to God, it's coming
one of these days.
Happy Labor Day. Thoughts on this tweet from an Eltree fan? Maybe one day Mexico will have the ability to recruit players born, raised, and developed in countries like Germany and England. Until then, we will just develop our own talent and not rely on England and Germany to do it for us. Oh, wah. I don't think I just noticed not long ago a guy born in Argentina playing on your team.
Not only that, but how many just recently players born in America that have never played for any of their youth systems managed to get called up and get some playing minutes here and there.
Yeah, come on, Cesar.
Yeah. Well, you guys recently had Gonzalez sign the one-time switch. So he's no longer capable of playing for the U.S. and he's floundered out of the system completely. Efren, you got Araujo,
and
Ochoa.
Efren will never play for that team.
You guys are actively seeking Gomez.
Ochoa will never play for that team.
There's always been talk about Ledesma. You guys are constantly poaching players from the U.S.
Yep.
I mean, you never end up playing them. So, I mean, just the track record of Mexican-American players playing for Mexico is slim to nil, whereas at least here, there's at least a track record. So,
yeah, that's an annoying fucking tweet. What a fucking crybaby. Come on, Cesar. Jesus. At least know your facts if you're going to, try to be snarky. If you're going to be snarky, you better know your shit. Because otherwise you just look like a dumbass. It's what you look like with that comment. Quit trying to steal our players, Cesar.
Here's one for you.
Yunus Musah speaks better Spanish than Marcelo Flores.
Yeah, so that's one of those, I guess, reverting back to a dumbass post of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Just hinting at the fact that any player born abroad that's not born, or maybe even born in the United States but spent most of their life abroad is like less of an American. It's stupid. It's stupid talk.
It's dumb talk. I mean, just look at these supposed Germans. Okay, their fathers were in the U.S. military most of the time.
I don't know if military needed quotes, but yeah, I'm with you on
You're
this.
right, it didn't.
It's the military.
He was their father.
It was all just a giant ploy by USSF in the 60s to start shipping Americans over abroad in hopes that we can start bringing them in the early 2000s.
Yeah, excuse us for protecting Europe, Western Europe after World War II. Jesus. Fucking A, man.
Oh, man. All right, well, that was fun. And Caesar immediately responded with the chirp, as if he clearly did not follow reverse. Let's see. Yeah, he doesn't listen to the show because we don't respond to the people who post on our question thread because we do it now.
That's right.
Why would we waste good material?
He's chirping at you.
Yeah.
What a punk ass.
Well,
Okay.
he's like, well, what do you guys say about the Cell Tree fan? Nobody responds, so he was like, chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah, because you were just trolling us with some whack ass shit, dude. You didn't come with like the good stuff. So when you come with bad stuff and a bad take, you're gonna just get crickets because that's all that deserves. Just like when a shitty band shows up to play a show, no one comes out to watch them because they're shitty. Well, there's a lot of people like shitty music. So
Jose did respond to him. You're new here, dude.
It's true. He is new here. I hope I didn't offend him too much, but come on, Cesar.
Well, again, I don't think Cesar actually listens to our shit.
It's weak sauce, Cesar.
I think he's just chiming in because he got quote tweeted.
All right.
Yeah.
Good for him. Okay. Hey, we did bring up there for a second Yunus Musah.
Oh,
and
okay. Good.
Was somebody we need to talk about because he fucking played amazing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you not watch any of it?
Yeah, no, I watched the highlights. I didn't get to watch the game. I was up with family this weekend.
Every touch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was up with family this weekend, and man, my ability to watch soccer, despite the fact that there was a shit ton of it available on Saturday between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
like almost everybody played in that time frame. That was
Yep.
rough. But no, I didn't get to watch the game. I watched his every touch.
Yeah. Well, that's a good summary because the ball stuck to him like glue. I mean, made some great passes, had 2 great assists. This is what we were hoping for. Like, this is getting great to grade A Musah, right?
Yeah.
He's starting to really look super fucking confident out there.
His ability of receiving the ball and turning, like completely turning the opposite direction, like just faking with the hip, and is baller. It's absolutely baller.
That game against Getafe, or I mean, there's other ways of pronouncing that word, but said to me, okay, people used to say, all right, he's like the guy on the Columbus Crew wwho played for the United States. Nagby. Just forgot his name totally. But his roof is like going to be way higher than Nagby's. It's going to be outrageous.
I think so. And that's not a pot shot at Nagby by any means.
No, Nagby had his moments, his time, you know.
Well, there were definitely a number of us who were asking for him to be called in a number of times, but I mean, when he comes out and flat out states that he's not going to accept a call up, you kind of have to move on at that point.
When a guy says I don't wanna, you just say okay. You know?
And again, we understand why he said I don't wanna. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave my family and everything behind for a week and not get a single minute. I got better things to do with my life, and I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's one player covered. We got a little ways to go. Yeah. I noticed today in Tack's little rundown, he talked about Fulham, but he totally ignored Tim Ream. He only talked about Jedi getting hurt in the 30th minute. And I get it. That's scary when Jedi goes down and has to come out of a game.
Well,
it's really scary for us.
From an American standpoint, especially, yes.
But I have to say, Tim Ream played really well again. And he is making up in the Premier League for his lack of speed with some really good positioning. Yes, they lost the game, but they were supposed to lose that game, number one. And number two, they didn't lose it by much. I mean, they were in it for a good portion of the game. And I'm just not seeing Tim Ream get exposed over the top. Now, granted, they don't play a high line. I get it. They don't. They play counter ball. But I guess if you need a guy, if you're going to play like counter ball against, let's say you get out of the group and your next game is against Senegal. Well, good luck pressing Senegal. Probably a better idea not to press Senegal, but at least play a mid block. And if that's the case, a guy like Tim Ream's going to be just fine as a backup for Zimmerman, who, by the way, played really well this weekend and scored this weekend. So great header, by the way, for Nashville. And Nashville kicked ass this weekend. And I don't even like Nashville. So as a team, I have no connection to them whatsoever. And I'm not just trying to massage Zimmerman's balls. I'm just saying he played well.
Yeah. I guess jumping back to Jedi getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
The big concern there, obviously, and he had tweeted and basically stated, "Hey, I'm feeling better, but I hope it's nothing serious." But the big concern here is that the lack of a left back alternative, or from Berhalter. Now, not saying that we don't have a left back alternative.
Sam Vines,
yes,
who played well this weekend as well.
Maybe this is going to force in these September friendlies, going to force Berhalter's hand to look at another left back option that's not Bello, basically.
Yeah. I think right now, how can you say that if you're looking purely for a left back that Sam Vines is not in the discussion? You've got to believe that. Antwerp are first in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Right ahead of Genk.
Playing game in, game out. Yeah.
Yep. Starting every game at left back, playing 90 minutes. A lot, too. So I know it's not the best resolution to that problem. Yes, I wish there was something better. Dwan Jones is another option.
Mm-hmm.
Tolkien.
We've said that for a while. Yeah, we've listed a number of left back options we'd like to see get called up at some point, but we haven't seen it all through qualifier.
Yeah, it's too late now. At least Sam Vines has been called up by Greg before.
It's rough.
At least he's familiar with him. Greg's not really had Dwan Jones except for I think he was called to some camps, wasn't he? But outside of that, I don't think he knows.
I don't even know if he was called into the Camp Cupcake camp. So I don't know. No, I mean, let's assume the worst. I mean, obviously we're in September now. So I'm not actually kind of hoping that he doesn't call Jedi in because we have enough of Jedi experience. Let's let him recover. We don't need to push anything. I don't know how serious his ankle injury might be, but why not give somebody like Vines another look?
No, you've got enough spots. You can bring both. I'm just saying, if you bring Jedi and also bring Vines and let Vines play 20 minutes, let him close out the two friendlies.
I'd almost be tempted though instead of calling in Jedi again. He's got enough chemistry built up with the team that I'm not overly concerned if he misses this window. I'd be more concerned with if he's injured that we're going to have to rely on a left back option that has limited no experience with the team. Period. Okay, so why not bring in somebody? We talked about this with a number of players.
I know, but Brett, this is the last time the team's going to get to play together. So you've got to have the core group there.
When's the actual game? When's the September friendly?
Yes, but it's the last time.
When's the September friendly?
What do you mean?
What day?
I don't know.
Day? Because it's already September 5th. Let's just say it's 2 weeks from now. I have no idea how serious the injury of his ankle is. I'm just saying.
Well, if it's serious, fuck no, I don't want him there. I don't want Jedi there, but I'm just saying you're going to see, if he is healthy, you're going to see the core group with a sprinkle of maybe one or two new guys. That's it.
What the camp's in 2 weeks, roughly speaking. And so Berhalter's going to have to announce something.
The World Cup starts in November. That's not very far off. So you bring in the core guys, and you bring
Derek, I understand that. Guys. I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying again. I don't understand. I don't know how serious the injury is. And until that comes up, I would rather not push it. I'd rather not push it if he's just coming back at that point.
Well, then if he's not going to be there, then you bring Dwan Jones in and you bring Vines in and see who can play.
That's my point.
Yes. So if he's injured, yes, leave him off. But if he's not, he's going to be there. And I'd still say bring Sam Vines or Dwan Jones. Flip a coin. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me at this point. I've seen them both, and neither of them knocked the hair off my balls. So, Yeah. Okay. So we have any other questions, or we move on?
Hold on. I want to talk about Timmy Chandler. There's nothing to talk about.
Well, he played like the very end of the game this weekend.
No, there's nothing to talk about. Oh,
sorry. We love Timmy Chandler. My mom spent half an hour with him. Not having sex, but, translating for Brian Schroeder. So that's how we found out about his fear of flying. A-Rob's injury is projected to keep him out 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty normal for an ankle. So,
yeah. Okay. All right, Al, just pulling you back up here, man. Talk about Tim Chandler. It's not going to matter. He hasn't played for the Nats in like a decade, it seems like?
He could start scoring multiple goals again, and it's just not going to matter.
It's not going to happen, and I don't think that's necessarily a Berhalter doesn't want to call him up or anything like that. It's never going to happen because he's not going to accept the call up.
And he played 4 minutes.
How old is he? Like 36?
Al, he played 4 minutes. Come on.
And, I guess to be fair with him,
no,
he was a consistent player all last year and the year before, et cetera, et cetera.
Year before, mostly.
Yeah. So he's been a consistent Bundesliga player, and I can understand the argument being made for him. It's just there's no history of it. Even with Klinsmann, who brought him into the fold, he only played for like a handful of games. I mean, it was more like 11 games, I think.
Right.
But even then.
This season, however, he's played a chipmunk's nuts worth of amount of playing time. So I just don't think it's going to happen, my friend. I mean, we can talk about him. You want to talk? Well,
Timmy retired from international football like a decade ago.
Well, that's actually Fabian Johnson. But hey,
you say potato, I guess in that sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So we called it.
Sorry. Al goes, I semi-retired from Reed like 10 times.
So did I, Al. And I regretted it every time I retired. So I came back to the professionals. So this is a good thing because this whole thing, your kids are awake and yelling and screaming. Perhaps a dinosaur needs to step on that motherfucker. Aaronson Ghosts. Why did we put that as the title? I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he wasn't that bad, but he wasn't as good as he was against Chelsea. I mean, when you set the standard that high, that's what I'm looking for against Brentford.
I think that's what Pete also said in his review, or maybe it was Filippo.
I don't know.
One of them said it, but basically, maybe the issue is that we've set our expectations too high. And again, it's not necessarily saying that he played poorly, and but it just it wasn't up to what we expected.
No, I'm used to him being much more involved, and when he was, it was good, but it wasn't enough.
I will say that 5-2 result definitely didn't indicate what the actual game looked like. Because I sent you, I'm like, oh my god, they got stomped. You're like, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but it's like their last 2 goals. 2 goals. Yeah, the last 2 goals occurred like in the last 8 minutes. Yeah, of extra time.
Yeah, and it was close for a while, and then they were making the comeback, and it was 3-2, and you're thinking, oh, jolly good, and then bam, 4-2.
Like that PK should have occurred,
And then there were questionable calls by the referee. I was losing my shit. My dad was telling me to cool off. I said, this is fucking ridiculous. And then Jesse thought it was really ridiculous too. And then Jesse got the fucking red card.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's not going to be coaching either in the next game. There's a review, so probably the game after that.
I mean, if Tuchel could get away with it, not being excluded from a game, I think he could too.
It just depends on whether or not they ask for a review immediately. I don't know if that's an automatic thing. You might have to ask for it, but I think it's automatic. So he'll get to coach the next game, but the next game he'll probably be out. And I don't know what he said. I was trying to read his lips, and it just looked like
your mother.
No, he said this. Go fucking look at VAR. He said it several times. Go fucking look at VAR. Why are you looking at VAR for them, but not for us? What the fuck is that shit?
Did they actually? I forgot. Did they actually get any form of a foul for that? What should have been a PK?
No.
And there's a jersey tug. There was a pull on the shoulder.
It certainly was.
At the very minimum, there should have been a foul outside the box.
Yeah, he yanked his whole fucking shirt off practically outside of the box. And then once he was in the box, he grabbed his right shoulder and just yanked his shit down. Now, the guy that got pulled down, I can't remember his name. He's anyhow, he should have faked it better. That was a little bit of acting, like he went down like flailing down, like he'd been pulled down by an elephant.
Got pulled on one side, yanked on the other. I mean, he's gonna.
But he needed to make that look like, I went down, but man, I was fighting it. Not, I just went down because the wind blew.
I'll say it took 2 fouls to actually make him fall. I mean, again, I say make him fall because it wasn't necessarily he went down, but he went down. But it took 2 legit fouls for that to occur.
It was the Dutch kid who came in for Sinistera. What I really don't understand there is Sinistera was one of the best players on the field, and I'm just guessing he's not totally fit, and that's why he got yanked so early. But
wasn't he writing off a yellow? Maybe they just didn't want to risk it or something like that.
I don't think so. No.
Who got the yellow for the PK then?
The yellow for the PK. I'm trying to think here. It wasn't Cock. I know it wasn't Cock, but it was.
You give the Cock the straight pink, right?
But I do know one thing. Diego Loriente getting irritating. He needs to go. Those were really bad mistakes. It wasn't Sinistera.
There we go. Yeah, two people.
But it wasn't a foul in my book. I'm sorry. Maybe I've got Leeds colored glasses, but I didn't think that was a foul. I really did not. I agree with Jesse. I think that was horse shit. And I think the other foul that wasn't called was a foul.
Yeah.
It should have been us with a PK, but they get a VAR review. We do not.
I mean, they both went for the ball, and Sinister had more or less the ball side of the ball. I mean, yes, there was contact, but the ball was right there within his legs. So
I don't care.
I don't know.
I really don't care that Sinistera was sitting on his his ass. I don't care. Whatever language you want to use. Yeah, it didn't look like he fouled him to me. Now, as far as I understand, if you're laying on the ground, you're still allowed to play the ball. And if the other guy,
the ball was in between his legs. I mean, it was no.
Yeah, and if the other guy trips over you while you're on the ground, that's not your fault. He needs to pay the fuck attention to where he's going. So anyhow, to me, that was bullshit. That was so not a 5-2 game. It's a lot closer than that. But yeah, Llorente's got to go. Bring the injured guy that was injured back in, or play Ailing there. I don't care, but get Llorente off the fucking field. You can keep Cock, but take Llorente off. It's my personal.
I guess
feelings.
It's good since they lost Dan James that Bamford's back. I guess
Dan James played in that Fulham game, by the way.
Yeah,
and we need Rodrigo back. If you're a Leeds fan, you're looking for Rodrigo to come back as soon as possible. The other thing I do have to say is that Adams was fucking solid. I don't care what the scoreboard says. Those goals were not his fault, and he played extremely well. The stats say it, and the eyeballs say it. He's comfortable.
No, yeah.
And he and Raka are really starting to.
Well, and I had to go back because I saw something on Twitter's. Basically, it was a hot take, U.S. men's national team hot take, and it was like Adams still like overcommits and still loses possession. Go back and watch the highlights, and I watched the highlight. And
I watched the whole game.
Yeah, I'm just saying I went back and watched the highlights because he said to, and I don't remember a single fucking highlight with Adams in there actually. So no, I don't know.
He overcommitted one time the whole game, and I wrote it down as soon as it happened. Frank Kessler, thank you, Frank.
Appreciate
$5. My daughter was refusing to fall asleep, so I am late. Musah is going to a big club in either January or next July. I would assume so, but Valencia is no small cracker.
Yeah, I would assume if he does transfer, it won't be January. I mean,
no,
they're gonna be vying for Champions League.
It'll be July.
Imagine they're gonna hopefully vying for Champions League. I don't know. I kind of like him there. He's finally found his spot in the midfield, the proper spot in the midfield. And I wouldn't mind him staying there to just continue to develop there, quite frankly.
I'd agree. I mean, I would say Valencia is like, the Bats are kind of like Dortmund. You know, they're always near the top 4 in Germany. So are Valencia, you know, historically. Not every year, historically. So, I mean, I wouldn't have any complaints if he stayed with Valencia and Valencia made the Champions League and then he was there as a starter. But, there might be some teams that will fucking make a bid for him. I'll agree with you. Yeah, I think so.
That's true, too. And maybe the bid will be just too much for Valencia to pass on. Again, though, I think he still has room to develop there. And he's doing well this season. Again, this is the first season he's been played primarily as a central midfielder. So
yeah. So thank you for the $5,
yes,
Frank. Thanks 100%. For watching. Sorry about your daughter refusing to sleep, but you need to do what Brett did, and you just need to rip the fucking book from her hands and say, "That's enough, bitch. You're going to bed."
Too slow.
Learn how to read, motherfucker, or else you're going. We got to go to bed.
Go. Tom said it better than I did. Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not at the practices, but I would imagine he's learning something from Gattuso.
At the very minimum, again, he's playing him in the right spot. That's what matters.
If he's learning nothing from Gattuso, then Gattuso's doing a very bad job. But I doubt that. I don't think they speak much of the same language. I don't know how much Spanish Gattuso knows. I don't.
But he speaks with his hands. He's good.
And then I don't know how much Spanish Musah knows. I would assume this is his third or whatever season there. He knows, he's fluent. So we'll see. If they're both romance languages, Italian, Spanish. So, there's a lot of crossover there with words. So, all right. Okay. So Marsh, we talked about. Oh, shot time. All right. I'm going to do this one right here. Bourbon cream. All right, let's see what happens here.
Can I put an intermission, like maybe like the Aaronson bro video on, so I can go refill my drink?
Well, I'll just talk about this drink while you go refill. Go ahead. I'll give everybody a review of this drink. You want to get a refill?
Sure. Yeah, I'll get a refill. Yeah. Okay. Wrong one.
Don't put me on that. Just leave the empty room. All right. So this is called, I don't know what the fuck that says. Can you guys read that? Extra Brooks Bourbon Cream. Here's my review. I have a little bit more to go. My review is, it's too sweet. Way too much sugar. Way too sweet. Like sweeter than ice cream sweet. And then it has this weird aftertaste. It tastes kind of like ass. Very weird, like you're sucking on a frog's bum. That's what it tastes like. So not a fan of this one. Don't get this one. I've already reviewed or sort of done this one already. This one was quite good. I wish I could see your comments. Maybe Brett should just make that permanent. Like, have all the comments that come up while Brett's gone come up on the bottom of the screen. All right, so I'm going to give this one a D. It's not very good. I said it's too sweet. It's overly sweet. And then the aftertaste tastes like a frog's anus. Never licked a frog's anus, but this is kind of how I imagine it. The aftertaste reminds me of what that would be like if I licked a frog's anus, like deep licked it.
Take you back to your 20s when that used to happen a lot, right?
No. We never bothered licking frogs. I know that was a big, if you lick this certain frog, it'll make you high. We never found one of those frogs, number one. And number two, I don't know if that's true. I guess we didn't have the interwebs back then, people. We had to go to the library and get an encyclopedia to look it up. None of us had enough energy for that. Hey, what's that frog you can lick that makes you high? I don't know. You
start grabbing frogs outside, like, none of it works, but now I've got a wart on my tongue. Shit.
Hey, Beavis, I hear there's a frog makes it high. Let's go lick frogs. Yeah, we didn't do that. We sounded like that, though. All right. DK, by the way, was injured, so we don't need to talk about him. And I think we don't need to talk about him again until he comes and plays. He's a non-issue at this point. He's not going to go. So we already talked about Leeds, talked about Fulham. How about we talk about Pulisic? He got 60 minutes of, spanking it with fucking Tabasco sauce because there was nothing going on.
I don't think that he did necessarily anything wrong.
He didn't. There were a couple opportunities.
The system's just not working for him.
God, it was the usual boring ass shit.
It's like I don't want to necessarily blame other things for his non-production by any means, but there was just nothing there. I mean, he had a couple of opportunities that he created chances that were close chances, but as a whole, the team itself just looks so tired and bored.
They look tired, bored, and constipated, like they're overmanaged and over-told what to do. Like there's this strict-ass fucking system. Nobody's creative on that team. Absolutely zero nobody. I don't know, man. And then, if I'm Chilwell, I'm like, why didn't you motherfuckers loan me out? Why am I Cucaracha's backup? you know. And by the way, I know it's
every time he touches, I think in my head, I'm like, "Le cucaracha."
Yeah. That's what my mom calls him because she can never remember his name.
Between that and Cocomelon, those are the two that immediately jump to mind. But then again, I've got kids, so Cocomelon makes sense to me.
So my mom says things like, "That cucaracha needs a haircut."
Well, you kind of went very like Mexican with that too, man.
What? No, I didn't.
The accent you threw in there was your mom's picking up a Mexican accent somewhere.
That cucaracha, he needs a haircut.
Exactly. My point.
I guess they sound similar. That's what my mom sounds like. All right. What's up with the hair on the head? All right. So that was a pathetic game to watch. And I cannot wait till fucking he leaves Chelsea so I never have to watch another Chelsea game. I fucking hated him before he got there. And the only reason I put up with it is that Pulisic plays. When he doesn't play, fuck Chelsea.
Pretty much. 100%.
And if they're your team, don't hold that against me. We all feel that way. I just happen to feel that way about all the big clubs. I fucking hate big clubs. My club, Fulham, not a big club. And, that's just 20 years of feeling that way. All right. Who else? Otis Howie did not dress. Okay, yeah. It's a big shock there. Luca De La Torre. What's this deal? Reina gets 7 minutes. Luca De La Torre gets 7 minutes. Who else got 7 minutes? Some other. Bello got 7 minutes. There's
I lasted 7 minutes.
Yes, your wife was happy about that this time, though. Hey, but Kevin Paredes played for Wolfsburg for 30 minutes in a loss, but he played, and that's a start. Now, the big guy we got to talk about is Sargent scored fucking again.
Before we even start,
have
you noticed that Sargent and Norwich both look great ever since they benched Rashica?
Yes.
Is anybody surprised?
It's absolutely true. They are transformed. They are a totally different team.
Beginning of the season, Derek's like, they're going to get relegated if they continue to play this way. Then Rashica gets benched, and all of a sudden, win.
Great team. They're a great team too. And then even though Josh had to play out on the right wing today, at least they're playing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 usually. So
even out wide without Rashica, he got a goal and an assist.
Yes.
I mean, out wide. I mean, solid.
And he's totally active in the offensive buildup. I mean, absolutely. And I would prefer at some point they play a 4-4-2 and just play Pookie and Sargent up top together. I think that would work really well. Or a 4-3-1-2, something like that. I think would be really cool. But they're definitely looking like they're going to be promoted again. They look like the best team in the championship right now.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
They're definitely playing like it too.
Yeah.
They continue that. They're definitely going to get promoted.
100%. I think they will. And then, hopefully Josh takes that confidence back to, the Premier League, number one. Although we predicted, and then I predicted that he was going to just tear this league up, the championship up this season. And then after the first game, I was like, God, I made a horrible prediction. But then I've been right since. Yeah. So one game I went, maybe I fucked this up. And then since then, I've been back to being right again. Thank God, because I had a whole season to wait to eat crow.
There you go.
And I'm probably not
going to isn't it? And then a year from now, we'll talk about how Sargent sucks again.
Well, we don't talk about how he sucks. That's the thing. We talk about how he doesn't have the man balls, the man marbles to marble up and play and ask and demand the fucking ball.
And where he played for Norwich last season, he covered more defensive responsibilities than offensive responsibilities.
He did.
So, yeah, I mean, you can lump that in the fact that a crappy team is going to play more defense than offense, of course, 100%. But I would have liked – Pookie wasn't lighting it up by any means. I would have definitely given the chance. Try it out, especially when you know you're already going to be relegated. Give the last handful of games to Sargent up top, and let's see what happens. But
thank God Pookie was injured for 2 games. That's all I have to say. Because it really opened up a whole new world for Sargent. And now all of a sudden, all these Norwich fans that have been calling him names for a year all of a sudden love Josh Sargent. Okay. All right, fair weather fans. We see how this works.
Yeah. I mean, you drop $8 million on a player that just went belly up as far as production. I understand the concern.
Well, how do you think Augsburg fans feel?
Yeah.
We can jump to Pepe. I mean, it's atrocious. He left Groningen, and it was, in fact, Pepe and his agent that initiated that move to Holland.
He left Augsburg, not Groningen. He left to Groningen.
He left Augsburg for Groningen, but
Yes.
that was initiated by him and his agent because he knew if he didn't move and he didn't play, and he stayed at Augsburg where he might play, but they were going to be awful, and he was going to be awful because they were awful, there's no chance of him making the World Cup.
I understand Augsburg may not necessarily want to get rid of him. You dropped $20 million, you kind of wanted to develop him in the way you want to develop him. But then again, there's also the standpoint that him getting playing time in Holland might benefit him as a player more
Down the road
than just continuing to sit bench and maybe getting a 20-minute here, whatever. So this might work out best for both parties.
From what I understand, Augsburg did not want to let him go, but eventually acquiesced to his request. In fact, they gave him a full fucking start to kind of show, hey, we're going to start you. We're going to play you. We'll show you. But then even after that game and how horrible it was and how little service he got, he still came back to the team and said, yeah, that was fine. Thank you for the start. But, yeah, I still got to get out of this fucking place.
Yeah.
And Augsburg must be thinking they're right now the lead candidates for going down, for being relegated in Germany.
They continue to play this way. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's no hope. There's literally almost zero hope on that team. That's how bad they are. They're not the worst team Americans are on because there's always Valencia. They are the worst team in the world that Americans play on. And if you watched how they play this weekend, I'm sure not a lot of people did because it's Serie B and it's hard to find, but it was atrocious, people.
Watch how they played last year and then just extrapolate the fact that they're in Serie B now and losing. So.
Yeah, and so let me see. Who did they lose to? They lost to Benevento. All right, that's
love their cheese.
It's a fucking shitty
and their
team.
pasta sauce. It's great stuff.
Okay, great. They lost 0-2, but get this. Tussman didn't start. Lille didn't start. Lucia was injured. You know who started? Jack DeVries. The Philadelphia product.
Yeah.
He went 45 and got yanked out at halftime because he was playing so bad. And so then they brought in Novakovic with 20 left. He did not score. They lost. I mean, they're looking bad in Serie B.
Did the Yanks all lose? I don't know. They lose all confidence, or were they just expecting to win that game and giving them a break? Because in the weeks past, they were all starting. Mind you, they were still losing, so maybe they're like, "Oh, we got to change this shit up."
No, if you're Venezia, there's no giving you a break to anybody who you think is going to win, help you win a game.
Because they are stay up in Serie B at this point.
They are pathetic. Like not just pathetic, they're pathetic, really bad. So they're not. I mean, they're so bad. They look like they make Firth look good. That's what they do. They make Firth look good, like a real good team. By the way, Julian Green's lost his starting spot. Tillman's still there, starting, the older Tillman. Timothy is his name. And, I don't know if he keeps playing well. Maybe you can't overlook him forever, But then based on the way Sands and...
Hold on, before we get into Rangers.
Okay.
I want to answer this question because it's just getting further and further away from Pepe. Do the terms of the loan have any incentives for Pepe to play? As far as I know, no.
Nope.
But they also did just get rid of their starting striker, and they have a striker that's injured. So the chances of him playing should be pretty fucking good.
They should be pretty high, yes. Like me. So I'm just saying things should be good there. They really should be. He should get a shot. It's not they got rid of their old striker. It's that they sold him because he's good. So and people wanted him. So they got so they're short strikers there. There's that.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No. Well, let's talk about the
Old Firm.
Old Firm game, and then we will talk about the drama behind the Old Firm game.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous. Well, it was an ass spanking. We all know that. CCV and Celtic laid down the hammer on Rangers.
Like Sands. And then, what Tillman only got like 20 that game, was it?
I don't think so. Let me look up. What day was that? Saturday or Sunday? Here it is. Tillman, 60 minutes as a right winger.
Okay, so I guess he started. Okay, maybe that's it.
He did. But they were totally ineffective. And listen, if you're Rangers, you don't lose to Celtic 4-0. That's
an excessive scoreline. Holy shit, yeah.
2-0, maybe okay. All
Celtic
right.
must have been fucking flying high, man. If they're gonna,
we had a bad game. We lost 2-1, but 4-0 is embarrassing, which leads me to believe that Greg Berhalter should have had some fucking common sense and had a private dinner with those three guys. A private dinner, nothing in public where somebody can fucking, catch you eating dinner together, because he has to understand the history of that club and those two clubs and how much they hate each other and that religion's involved. You got to realize that. If you don't realize that, you're missing something, Greg. I mean, he could have called up a number of players that have played there. Adu played there. Fucking Reyna played there. Bedoya played there. Who else played there? Beasley
played there, yep.
I mean, come on. Call any of them and say, hey, you think it would be cool if, like, we had dinner in public after the game, especially if one team gets their ass handed to them?
I mean, I guess in hindsight, it's definitely a questionable decision to do it in such a public setting. And I understand that your thought process is, well, they're professionals. Yeah, the game happened. And then after the game, they're still national team players, and I don't want to have two different dinners. I'm not a hobbit by any means.
No. Just do a private dinner in a private space. You can rent private spaces in restaurants. They have private rooms sometimes, especially
they don't call more than 26 players into a camp. Why would you think that they'd rent out a private location?
Because you're dealing with irrational fans who hate each other. Listen, I don't agree with the irrationality of their hate towards one another, but you got to at least know it exists.
So, and I would say that over 3/4, maybe 4/5 of the posters responding to this were livid. Tillman and Sands should never play for the national team ever again, or not national team. Sorry, never play for Rangers ever again. Yeah. But. And then there's like at least maybe a third or to 1/5.
All right, I'm starting this.
Good luck. That were simply saying, guys, I understand there's this huge drama behind it all, but I mean, they're national team players and they're meeting with a national team coach. And most American fans were obviously saying these are fringe players who are not going to turn the coach down to a dinner.
Hell no, they're not.
Like, hey, do you think Sands or Tillman are going to be like, well, let's go with Sands because Tillman's only there for a loan, right? Yeah. It's not a permanent transfer, right?
No, it's not.
So I could see, you could say, well, maybe Sands may say, well, coach, there's this huge, blood feud between the two teams. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But no, even then, I would say no. You'd be stupid to do that.
Okay. All I'm saying is, one, yes, the irrational hate between the two groups is silly. It's stupid. I mean, I can understand having a rival, but at some point, hate is never a good thing. Hate is never the answer. Like, if I'm a Galaxy fan, I can talk to a Red Bull fan. It's not like.
Well, I mean, you don't have a century of religious issues.
Who's lived? I get that, but those people haven't lived a century.
No, that's what I was going to say. I was like, it'd be interesting to find out the fans of each side if they're still, say, of the religious party that formed each side, and whether or not maybe they're agnostic or atheist, or maybe they're just like. Well,
there are a lot more of those around today. That's for sure. They make up the majority, I believe, in Europe today.
Yeah. And I don't want to second guess their take on life in general. I just think that their irrational hate on this moment is a little silly.
Yeah, anybody saying that Sands and Tillman should never play for Rangers again, I don't care about all that history. If you're a Rangers fan and you're saying that, you're being a jackass. Shut up, go back to your room, have a beer, think about it, smoke a doobie, relax. Okay? It's not the fucking end of the world. They're going to have dinner with each other anyhow if they all go to the World Cup. What are you going to fucking, slice their necks then? I'm just saying, yes, I get it. Rangers play like shit. But it's not like Sands and Tillman were like, well, fuck, we play like shit. We got to turn down that Berhalter dinner. They couldn't do that. So Sands is on loan too. Yes, he is.
So I guess I thought that was a full transfer. I guess it's just a season and a half loan.
But it has a big option to buy thing on there and all kinds of other language. So Sands is more of a this could be a long-term thing. Tillman,
anyways, rumor has it. I heard Sands and CCV got into it. They're calling each other names, allegedly.
No, they weren't.
No, of course they weren't. I was trying to ease the Ranger.
I know. Yeah,
I was like, yeah. I listened to the Straight Red Card, and they said that Sands told CCV to fuck off. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Berhalter had to break up the fight.
Break it up.
Tillman was grabbing CCV's ankles, and meanwhile, Sands had him in a headlock. It was a brutal fucking introduction between the three players, but Greg broke it up, sat him down, and said, hey, guys, let's have some dinner. Let's all chill out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be friends. Let's forget the Rangers Celtic thing for just a second. Let's talk about the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
So Greg was all over fucking Europe, by the way, this weekend. I mean,
he was in Scotland and then Portugal.
Yeah. Why he needs to go to Portugal?
He has to see Cannon. He's never seen him as a professional player.
I know Cannon is one of the players that give the best blowjobs, but seriously, do you really need to go?
I mean, again, I think that going to see PFOC, although it would have been a waste of a week to go to PFOC because PFOC apparently pulled a testicle during training. But I mean, you could have still seen Scally play. This would have been so unfortunate. It's like I could see Scally or I could see Cannon, but I'm choosing to go see PFOC. My left testicle, it hurts.
It was kind of disappointing when I woke up that morning.
It took me 15 minutes to realize that he wasn't on the pitch.
It didn't me. I went to US.
I didn't watch it live. I'm looking like
I went to Soccerway first before I turned on the game.
There's no PFOC up there. Is there no PFOC lineup? Like, he's not even on the 18. What the hell? Is there something wrong here?
Yeah, he was in the injury list on Soccerway. So I knew he was not going to be there. Now, I don't. It was hopefully it's a minor injury and it's nothing serious. So, and I don't think it is serious. All right, let's see. Anybody else? We had the big move with
hold on. I'm getting called out here. I can't watch the chat 24/7. I mean, I watch it 24 or 23/7, but not 24/7. Okay, so here we go. You're just going to read it to yourself, or you read it to the people?
Sands and Tillman going for dinner with them after we've just been pumped. Okay, it happens sometimes, Jordan. You get pumped. All right? Sometimes you're the pumpy. Sometimes
Derek, down below. Pumped. Look at the turd. Down at your bottom of your screen.
It's not like Sands and Tillman were eating out CCV, just a dinner with national team teammates. I'm sure Declan Rice and Mason Mount went to a circle jerk in London on Saturday. I should have read that like the turd. My bad, turd. I read it as me. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea that this guy is upset because they just been pumped. Well, what? They're going to eat fucking dinner at some point that night.
Mm-hmm.
Have some, be rational, motherfucker.
I guess not being a fan of either team and not being a part of that culture, me being from the outside saying, get the fuck over it is, just me saying, get the fuck over, but get the fuck over it.
Yeah, get over it. Like, okay, soccer is important. I agree. I love soccer. Watching soccer. I love analyzing soccer. I like talking about soccer. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not dying for soccer. Like, if somebody put a gun to my head and said, there will be no more soccer or you can die, which one? Yeah, fuck soccer. Soccer's done. I don't need any more soccer. Can I live? Yes. Okay. There you go. That's how simple that is. It's not life and death. I know people say it is. No, it's in super entertaining, intellectually stimulating sport. There you go.
And I enjoy it thoroughly.
But if it starts making you hate people, then you've taken it too far. Like, hate is not something anybody should embrace. Hate is a bad thing. It's just a bad thing. Even though I hate Tim Pool's music.
I still have baseball, football, and hockey.
I don't watch baseball anymore. I do watch the Colts, and I don't really watch hockey anymore. Sorry,
I can't watch baseball. Baseball puts me to sleep immediately, along with golf.
Hey! Wait a minute now.
I'm not saying I can't play golf. I'm just saying watching golf puts me to sleep.
I like watching some golf, but only the last round, the fourth round, and if Tiger's playing.
Okay. I want to say something. With my family and everything this weekend, we were watching sports all weekend, and I come over and they've got the WNBA playoffs running on, and it's like all that was running through my mind was Bill Burr's whole thing about the WNBA, but we're sitting there watching it. I'm just sitting there watching them miss layup after layup. And I was like, oh my God, why the fuck are we watching this right now? I'm literally going to go to sleep. I'm like 5 beers in. I'm going to go to sleep, guys. And I found out that we were watching the game because one of the guys there had bet $1 on the match.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, you could see the score line at the end of it. Why do we have to watch this?
And I'll be honest, this is not just a WNBA thing.
Yeah.
This is an NBA thing for me too.
I don't
fucking care until call me when the playoffs start. Then I'll watch something.
And even then, I'll do college basketball, but I don't do NBA. I don't find it fascinating. I mean, I could watch it, be entertained with a group of people, but no.
I used to love it back in the Reggie Miller days. That's the last time I really cared about basketball. Yep. And then football.
I got all to the point, at least when they did the Detroit Piston and Indiana brawl, where they like put up into the stands, like all the fans. That was fun.
Yeah, but we only cared about the brawl. We didn't care about the Pacers.
Fair. I don't even know what happened. Who won that game? I don't even remember.
I don't know either. But yeah, that was probably middle 2000s somewhere. You know. But anyhow, it's been a while since I cared. Baseball, I haven't cared about since I was a kid. I do watch the World Series on occasion, but that's about it. Tennis, I only watch the majors. I'm just going through the sports. Lacrosse could give a fuck, 2 fucks.
I find I'm not a big lacrosse fan by any means, but during the Memorial Day weekend when they always had lacrosse playing, we always have tournaments, and it would be the only thing that's really on TV. And I'd watch it. I'm like, this is entertaining. You got a bunch of guys running around with sticks, smacking each other. Like,
you like that?
They did the same thing at fraternities too, but a little bit different.
Lisa Summers. Hey, Lisa, you're back. That 1%. What do you guys think about St. Vines? We kind of already talked about it. He's not great, but he's doing well at Antwerp. I mean, his ceiling is kind of
he's a solid backup option for.
He's just a good, solid player. I mean, Antwerp's, he's not been exposed there, and they're in first place in Belgium. So, if you're gonna have a backup left back, can he please be a left-footed player? That would be my first request.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right, let's take out questions and close this fucker up.
We got our 0.000000069% of female population. We appreciate you, Lisa. We appreciate you.
Way to make a sexist joke, Jose. It's okay. 69 is not a sexist
Are you saying
joke.
that a woman's not at least 1% person?
No, what I'm saying
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
The 69 position isn't a sexist thing because it's a reciprocal position.
It's not sexist. It's just sexual.
Right. It's give and take at the same time. So, well done, Jose. Let me fix.
Way to include all. We appreciate it.
Yes. All right. So those are the big guys we wanted to cover. We'll save the rest for another show.
We got some recorded videos coming out this week, guys. Look at that.
Yes,
we're trying to combat that algorithm. Trying to beat it.
And you really have to. I mean, there are other guys that said, we got to throw in at least a couple recorded shows a week because these live shows are fucking the algorithm big time.
as much fun as Derek and I have talking to you guys in person, it's totally fucking it's stagnated our growth.
Yes. Since we started going live, we used to have what? I don't know, 40 to 50 new
Fuck no! For a while there, we were always like 120 to 150 subs every 28 days.
Yeah,
that range. Then we went live, and it's just like,
yeah. Well, it's not so much down. It's kind of like the arrow was like this, and now it's kind of like.
Sorry, I'm just referring to the number every 28 days. We still are going up. Yes.
We were massively erect, and now we're only half erect. That's what we're saying. So we need to do some recorded shows.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we're going to do one. And that'll be about all the other players that played this week, including Taylor Booth, Mendez, Alvarado at Vizela. We'll talk about Horvath. We'll talk about, and then we should have talked about Horvath this show, but fuck it. It's over now. And then some of the MLS guys, Ferreira, Leggett, played this week. So we'll talk about them. And Holmes, Olasunde, Lyndon Gooch, EPB. We should have talked about McKennie, but he didn't have that great of a game. Anyhow, so we'll talk about the other half of the players we didn't talk about on this show on the next show. And are we out of questions?
We haven't touched our questions, Derek.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's do them. Let's do them.
Okay. So here we go. Colin says, call up Vasquez. You almost going to be fucking saying Vasquez. Vasquez, Farrell, Jones, Luna, Miazga, Leggett, Williamson, and Mihailovic to the national team. Joe Corona has started 15 of 17 games in Sweden with an average rating of 7. No goals or assists, though. Bad team. So I guess let's just go down the list. Coming up September. Let's not even talk about the World Cup. Let's just talk about September. Vasquez.
This better not be a World Cup thing.
What do you say for Vasquez? I say yes. Let's give him a call up.
Fine looking at him.
We're still questions on that 9, so why not? Farrell.
Those days have passed.
I don't see it happening, buddy. Jones.
Jermaine Jones, yes.
He may need a couple months to get back into match day fitness, but why not? Sure, fuck it.
Yeah. DeJuan Jones, fine. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind looking at him.
We've got to look at a viable left back option. So why not?
Yep.
Why not?
Yep.
Luna.
Yeah.
How's he doing? How's he doing with Real Salt Lake? He's doing good.
Not that. I mean, I just watched the highlights, so.
I don't watch Real Salt Lake, guys. So in the chat, if somebody can let me know how Luna is doing, that'd be great.
That seems prematurely ejaculatory to me.
It's a little early, but you know what?
Yeah. Get off his dick this early is what I would say. Miazga. He's playing well.
He's playing well in the same league as some of our other starting center backs, so sure.
I'm not ready to send him to the whatever. Cleaners.
Let's call him up September, see what happens.
I mean, I don't know how you leave behind to bring him back in, but at least he knows the system. He's played for Greg several times.
100%, yeah.
Leggett, I know he's playing well for Dallas. He is. But.
I'm sorry, but no, it's in Berhalter's system, the way he plays his midfield, it's not going to work.
It's not even worth Leggett's time. It isn't.
I mean, no. Okay, so
Eric Williamson, I like a lot.
For the Luna, we got a no, Brett. We got a no. We got a fuck no. So hold on. So maybe he's just not performing well enough that everybody else would be seeing it. Again, I don't watch Real Salt Lake or their highlights for the most part.
I'm not saying Luna's not going to be a good player. I'm just saying he's
not really right now.
He's got some growth to do.
Sure.
Williamson is like one of those sleepers. Too bad he got injured.
Yes, too bad.
I think I'd take him over. I take him over Roldan.
Yeah,
every day of the week. Mihailovic, hot as hell right now. Scored a fucking zipper of a goal.
Yeah, that was a great fucking goal. And we have, I think Colin mentioned, maybe he was just talking about the chat itself or just the fan base in general about not rating Mihailovic high enough. And we've talked about him for a while. I mean, I've talked about him forever because he's been part of Chicago's system. But no, I've been high up on it, and then he got injured and he came back. Now he seems to be doing well with Montreal again. So
Still don't know.
I would love to see him give it a look, but I don't think September is going to be his chance, and I don't think World Cup's going to be his chance.
I still don't know what this fucking leopard book is, though.
Somebody already called it out. It's I don't know. There was a. No. We're going back. We'll talk about this off here.
Okay.
What about Joe Corona? What do you think about Joe Corona?
I think you've been drinking too many Coronas if you think Joe Corona should be called up.
My Corona.
Sorry, he was a very, very high-quality player, but, yes. Started 15 to 17 games in Sweden. Should start 17 to 17 games in Sweden.
Maybe he had the Corona.
Yeah.
Okay, that joke I know for sure.
My Corona. My Sharona. This is my Sharona. Let me see. The leopard book.
Dom, my balls itch. This is the new one. This isn't even a Mitch. Mitch, you better be on your game. I see you down below, actually, so I'm going to scroll up. Gotta love Sargent picking up in form just right at time, just at the right time. If he can keep it up, he might be our best option at 9. On another note, my Leicester City Foxes are in shambles. Do you think we should sack Rodgers? Who do you think would be a good replacement? So I guess let's start with the first one, I guess. Yeah, 100%.
Yep, I agree with the Sargent part. As far as firing Rodgers, it's not his fault. They didn't buy anybody.
Yeah. Well, would that be his fault or just the owner's fault?
No, he had no choice in the matter. The board gave him no money, and
what are you gonna do? Yeah,
been pretty vocal about saying, "Well, you're selling all my best players, but you're not letting me buy any new ones." So what the fuck? The Leopard is a book by Giuseppe Tomasi. Let me see here, and it's a classic of modern fiction. Set in the 1860s, The Leopard is the spellbinding story of a decadent, dying Sicilian aristocracy threatened by the approaching forces of democracy and revolution. There we go.
There we go.
Now you know,
guys. If you want to get that book, I would suggest going Amazon. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Apparently, the translation of that Sicilian book is quite good. And it was done by a guy named Guido Waldman, an Italian Jew. All right, there you go.
All right, you got Mitch's here, so say his name, please. He spent so much time working on it.
Maya Soliches. Your soul itches. Sounds like an existential issue, but maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe. Thoughts on the Rangers fans being pissed? Well, we already dealt with that.
Yeah.
It is crazy to say Gaga Salina over Stefan. The back herpes really got to Zach. Not only that, when Zach has played for Middlesbrough, he wasn't better than Roberts was today playing for Middlesbrough. Yeah. His replacement played better than him today.
Maybe I don't know. I'm going to say something a little controversial. Maybe he was happy to go. Maybe he was happy to ride Pine at City because it didn't expose his issues
as
a whole. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy, but I don't think it would happen by any means for Slonina over Stefan by any means. Berhalter has too much of a history with Stefan to say otherwise. And Slonina is still too young. I mean, he's still. I mean, what he's 18, and he's got 12 clean sheets for the season. So that's pretty fucking good for given the fact he plays for Chicago.
I mean, 12 years ago he was wearing diapers. So let's be fair here.
Yeah. So. What 6-year-old's wearing diapers? What?
Apparently, he had a problem.
Yeah,
he peed in bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's gotten over that, and we shouldn't be talking about that because I feel like that's just going to fuck up with his mind. So
it's okay. I peed the bed until
we feel for you, Gaga. So hopefully you've gotten over that.
I can come out with empathy. I peed my bed till I was like 8.
Yeah. There we go.
And then my parents bought that electric thing that you put underneath the sheet that when you pee. It fucking goes. Believe me, you quit peeing in your bed real quickly.
Let's see. We've already. Hold on. Let's see. It's different, I guess.
It's time to call up Colin to the big leagues. You guys need to have a debate with him. Would make for a crazy fun entertainment. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe for the fans.
Maybe for the fans, we'll take one on the hours.
Yeah.
With Jedi's injury, who would you rather see get minutes as left back this upcoming camp? Well, we
Kind of
already
talked
talked
about this. Vines, and then
Yep.
insert any other backup there.
Yep.
Up there?
In there?
All right. Colin gives his lineup or his roster for, I think, the September window. So we'll just go down the list here. Goalkeepers.
Stefan.
He may not be healthy for September.
Just not a fan. Just not a fan right now. He looks frazzled.
Yeah.
You know? He looks like that chick you pick up for a date, and she's all like, "Oh fuck, is my hair good? How's my hair? My hair look good? Okay, thank you. Oh, okay."
Whereas at least Horvath's playing okay-ish, if not well.
Yeah.
Depends on the game, I guess. But
oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go to the bathroom. I forgot to put lipstick on. I'll be right back. That's what Stefan reminds me of right now. A little frazzled, just a frazzled person.
Do I commit? Do I go back?
Yeah, exactly. I lacks confidence too. So, well, same thing as being frazzled, honestly.
I would expect Turner to be on the roster for September just to see where he's at.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
And then he has Slonina, which I'd be cool with.
I'd be fine with it.
I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't either. Probably Johnson.
Okay. Right back, he has Bai and Cannon.
Are we really going to go through this whole thing?
Yeah, why not? Just quickly.
Because some of it's going to be absurd.
I don't see Bai being the
no
backup right back option to Cannon.
Hello, Greg's calling. Here, Greg's calling me. Greg's calling me. Hold on. Hey, Greg.
Ring.
Yeah, bye. Okay, I'll pass that along. Okay, you want me to say that exactly? Okay. Call me back later. He said, absolutely fucking not. No fucking. Oh, hold on. He's calling again. He's watching the show live. Okay, yeah. Farrell.
I mean, Cannon obviously will be there.
You saw that, Farrell? Okay, Farrell, yes.
Fuck. You call him back again? Jesus, man, let me talk.
Fuck no, he says on Farrell. Miazga kicked my dog. Okay, yes, we know about that. We passed that along. Long, he loves him some Long. He says, I love Long. And then, what do you think about Cameron? He said, that old fuck? That's not playing? Nice, Greg.
Who's he playing for these days?
He's playing for Cincy, too.
I was definitely a big Cameron fan.
Yeah, me too. But hold on.
But how long did he go without a call-up?
Greg thought Cameron had retired. No, he's not retired. He plays for Cincy.
I thought he retired.
He plays for Cincy, Greg. All right. I call it. Oh, we got more. Dwan Jones. Too late, he says. Too late. Acosta, he says, of course.
Of course, he'll be there, yeah.
Okay, he's got Adams. That's, yes.
Sure.
Wait.
Richards.
Greg says there are no dicks in his midfield.
No dicks in the mid?
Yep. No dicks in his mid.
No tummy 6 point there. Okay, guys. All right. McKinney. Of course. Musah.
Yep.
Nagby.
Yep.
Nagby won't answer my phone calls.
Yeah, Brett's making a joke about him not answering your phone calls. Yeah.
That's how it is, really?
Yeah, he said it's true. And Williamson, he said he put on, okay, yeah, he Vaselined up too late, and he was injured. And Corona, he said he loves drinking them, but he's not bringing them. So there you go. All right, forwards, Pepe, he says, wait and see. Right, he says, wait and see. Vasquez.
Wait and see him right, really? Okay,
Vasquez, he says, let's maybe on September, but Luna, he said he loves the moon, but not sure who Luna is. Pulisic, of course, Leggett. He said he and Leggett had some sort of spat. Is that right?
We found out that Miazga was taking the blame for Leggett actually kicking the dog.
Yeah, he doesn't really. Yeah, I guess apparently Leggett and he had a little falling out. And then Mihailovic, he says 2026. So we're done, Greg. All right, thanks. Yeah, that was some guy's picks that comes on our show. Wasn't our picks, so just thought I'd let you know. Okay. Yeah, we know what you think. We know. We mind meld with you all the time. All right. Okay. Goodbye. All right. So that was Greg Berhalter. Plot twist.
Yep. Chris Gary gives $1.09 and says, plot twist, Busio is actually Corona.
I think Busio would like to be Corona right now. At least Corona's playing 15 out of 17
yeah,
games.
exactly. And doing well, too. Look at that. I know. Averaging a 7 on all those games.
If he was so goddamn good, why did the MLS team he played on say, sayonara, bitch? Just cut him. Let him go.
He played for
Houston last?
He played for Houston. I didn't think of that person.
I think he played for Houston last. Yeah.
Okay. Markoloff says he must be high putting Richards in the midfield and adding back past Leggett in the roster. We talked about Chris Gary's El Tree fan. Caesar said chirp, 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 chirp.
Yep.
And then let's see, Rob Etter. It's absolute torture to watch so many soccer games. If feel for anybody, let's join a soccer recovery group after the World Cup.
I mean, I'm going to be disappointed once the World Cup's over because now I got to wait another 4 years, and I don't know if I'm going to be alive when I'm 55. So there's that.
Let's see here. Alex Martinez says, "Did you all see the chant Leeds United made for Brendan Aaronson?"
Medford Messi, come on and rub my testes.
If that was it, that's legit cool.
I don't know. That's the one I heard about. If you know another one, let me know.
Maya has another comment saying, is Yunus Musah a must start? Yes. He's definitely must start in the MMA. MMA is not going to go anywhere.
If you missed this weekend's game.
Yeah.
Mitch.
I say no, but because we have so much depth.
Well, then you must have missed this weekend's game because between he and McKennie, for instance, Yunus Musah had a way better game.
I'm saying MMA is not going anywhere. I mean, the only one that's going to compete with him is Luca De La Torre, and Luca De La Torre isn't playing enough.
He's a backup.
He's not playing enough to offshoot at this point. And
exactly.
Definitely not going to offshoot Musah. So,
and I don't think Aaronson's really being considered as a serious midfielder, nor is Reina. That would be experimental if they did it on both cases. Way more experimental with Reina. And the one time we tried it with Aaronson, it did not work out real well.
Well, it looks like people are going with American Boy.
American Girl. I don't know who the American Boy
British
is.
singer featuring Kanye West.
What are we talking about here?
Aaronson. Aaronson's chant.
Oh.
Calling it American Boy. Our American Boy.
Medford Messi. He's so good. Rub my testy. I don't know. That's what I heard.
That's the chant, American Boy.
American Boy. Is that a song? Oh, yeah. Estelle. Okay. I don't know Estelle. I don't know any of that shit. So, Conway West, I used to have an album or two, but it was some time ago.
Yeah.
All right.
That's everything, bro.
That's it. Folks, we're done in an hour, 25 minutes. It's not a record-setting pace, but it is at least acceptable.
On par.
Yes, and on par. In fact, we never even got to say hot or not. That was like the theme. I was going to oh, Brett, when we talk about the players, we're going to say, are they hot or are they not?
Yep.
But that's kind of stupid because sometimes you're not like fully hot or not. There's an in-between, like you're simmering or something like that, right?
Or Derek, somebody's getting your humor.
I didn't even get a chance to make fun of that fucking Lenny Kravitz song again. I want to fly way up in the sky like a dragonfly. Ha ha ha! Okay, this is how it goes. Yeah.
One of Derek's favorite bands, by the way.
Yeah, the chant goes, Medford Messi, score a goal and rub my testes. So that's how the song goes. So if you want to start chanting that and making sure it gets around, make sure if you're an American, that's what they're going to be chanting next weekend. I don't think they play at Ellen Road.
Singing in your bar every time he touches the ball.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about touches of the ball. So that's why it's important that you know that song. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Hit the fucking bell. Share it with your grandma. All those things. Listen, it's really important you do these things at this point because the algorithm is punching us right in our anuses. All right? It's fist fucking us right now as we speak. So you got to help us out. And make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, we appreciate your support. Make sure you go to the store, buy a shirt. We're going to get better equipment as this goes on. We're still building the studio in Brett's basement. We're lying. We haven't even started that yet.
Room to start there, yeah. Lots of it.
But we do have room to do that. So,
Yep.
And being that we live about 500 yards from each other, that should be able to something we can get done. It's not that close to us. It's like
Close enough.
15 minutes. All right. Till next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure that you learn the chant, and we'll see you on Thursday. Oh, don't forget the midweek show. We have another one coming after this, too.
Yes. No, it's like peace.
Oh, peace. Good night.
Not that piece. That's...
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
What did